Live from Hazard, Kentucky, this is Jammin' John's Wrestling News. Here's your news for Thursday, May 16th, 2019. We start off with some breaking news in the professional wrestling world. TMZ.com is reporting that Ric Flair has been rushed to an Atlanta area hospital after suffering a very serious medical emergency this morning. TMZ noted that we're told Flair was in the Atlanta area when something went wrong. The 70-year-old WWE legend was initially taken to the emergency room to be treated. Flair almost died from a medical scare in 2017 when he was placed in a medically induced coma for 11 days after his intestine ruptured. TMZ reached out to Flair's people but haven't gotten any response yet on his condition. I actually do have an update on this whole situation involving Ric Flair. Conrad Thompson, who is the son-in-law of Ric Flair, done an interview today with Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com promoting StarCast 2 and the roast of Ric Flair in Las Vegas. Sean Ross Sapp asked for an update on Flair's condition, and this is what Conrad Thompson had to say.
The main event, of course, is the roast of Ric Flair, and I know there's going to be lots of questions about Ric today. I want to go ahead and try to address as much of that as I can. I think TMZ may have gotten a little bit of the story inaccurately. This is not a last-minute surprise surgery to family. I knew that he was going to be having a procedure done today. I don't think it is nearly as grave or serious as TMZ would have us believe, because Ric's in good spirits about it, knew it was happening, and could choose to have it done now or after Vegas, and decided to go ahead and have it done now because he thought he'd be feeling good and wanted to get this behind him beforehand. So I appreciate all of the communication that I've gotten by text and email, but I did just want to share that update with everybody. It's not a last-minute surprise situation. As far as the details of the surgery, that's a private matter that I'll let him or Wendy or his daughter Ashley address, and I'd rather not this call be 1,000 questions about a procedure that he's done. But I do understand the concern, and wanted to make sure everybody had all the information that they needed in that regard. So I just want to thank everybody for all the thoughts and prayers for Ric and his family. But I want to assure everybody that Ric was not worried about this. Ric did not think it was going to be on TMZ or reported the way it was, obviously, and he had an option of doing this procedure now or waiting until after StarCast. He opted to do it now, so it's not nearly as grave. I hate to even use a word like that, as maybe TMZ has suggested.
Once again, that was Conrad Thompson, the son-in-law of Ric Flair, providing us all with an update on his condition. So Ric Flair was going in for a standard procedure that he could have had done before or after StarCast. He chose to have it done right now so that he could feel really good heading into Las Vegas. And TMZ heard about the whole situation and blew it out of proportion, because that's what TMZ does. I want to send big kudos and credits on the audio out to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com. Really awesome interview and a really awesome thing to get an update on Flair's condition and get the whole thing really situated. So big credit on the audio to Sean Ross Sapp once again of Fightful.com, and big kudos and credits as well to Conrad Thompson for providing that update and clearing the air on what really happened. And want to send good vibes and well wishes out to the Nature Boy, and I can't wait to see him styling and profiling once again. If I find out any more updates on this situation, I will definitely keep you guys in the know. We also have some more breaking news, this time coming out of the WWE. Nikki Cross, according to F4WOnline.com, will be Alexa Bliss's replacement in the Money in the Bank ladder match on Sunday. The angle with Alexa and Nikki was done on Raw in case Alexa wasn't able to be cleared for the pay-per-view. Also, speaking of F4WOnline.com, Dave Meltzer of that website provided more details regarding Lars Sullivan being fined $100,000 for his offensive post made on the bodybuilding.com message board. Meltzer said that WWE didn't have Sullivan publicly apologize in late 2018 when the post first came to light, since the belief, and this is accurate in most cases, is that in these situations apologizing only makes the situation worse and makes you a target. The company was hoping to ride out the storm and wait for the heat to die down. The fear of repercussions was likely a factor in Sullivan having serious anxiety issues that delayed his debut. Mars Wrigley was said to be furious after receiving a letter from a Reddit user named Snitchboy regarding Sullivan's comments. Meltzer noted that the fine will likely have to be deducted from future earnings since Sullivan doesn't have the money to pay for the fine at this point. The hope within WWE is that the fine will take the heat off from people that want Sullivan to be fired. And also, despite being an independent contractor, WWE reportedly has the contractual rights to fine a wrestler even if an incident took place before the wrestler joined the company. Stay tuned to Jammin Jones Wrestling News for any further breaking news updates on this story. Also, Dave Meltzer of F4WOnline.com noted that Andrade has been getting high marks from people in WWE and is pretty much universally loved by live event producers and talent. Meltzer added that Vince McMahon wants to push him, but does feel his English is going to hold him back. Andrade reportedly has an English tutor that is helping him with his promos, and the goal is to have him not rely on Zelina Vega. I'm sure all of you have heard the big news today. AEW All Elite Wrestling now has a television deal. AEW will be seen on TNT. So this is the first time that a pro wrestling promotion has been partnered with Turner Sports and Turner Broadcasting, as you know, since WCW back in the 1990s. So really, really interesting stuff to hear. Lance Storm addressed the rising tensions between WWE and AEW fans now that AEW has that television deal. Lance Storm tweeted on Twitter, "So odd hearing pro AEW / anti WWE people fight with pro WWE / anti AEW people. I don't care which you like, but unless you're an idiot, you should want both to succeed and flourish." I definitely agree with what Lance Storm says there, 100%. Dave Meltzer of F4WOnline.com noted that those close to the situation in WWE are confirming a previous report that Triple H is very frustrated with how things are going on the main roster. Meltzer added that Triple H picks his spots to talk to Vince McMahon but doesn't do it in front of other people. Stephanie McMahon reportedly has nothing to do with creative, and Shane does pitch ideas for himself, but they are said to be rarely used. Paige responded to a tweet which has since been deleted of a fan that complained about the Kabuki Warriors tag team name for Asuka and Kairi Sane. Paige replied back to the fan saying, "You know it was the girls who chose the name, right? Well, technically they wanted Kabuki Girls, but it was changed to Kabuki Warriors. Chill." NXT star Matt Riddle commented on AEW getting the television deal with TNT today by tweeting a photo of himself shocked in the ring and writing underneath that photo, "The face you make when you know the greatest era of wrestling is about to begin because of great competition. Thank you." The Young Bucks, speaking of All Elite Wrestling, recently did an interview with WrestlingNews.co, and here are some highlights from that interview. When asked about AEW being different from WWE, Matt Jackson said, "It's got to be shot different. Whatever they do, we have to do the opposite. If that means that they have a PG type of show, we should have a more edgy type of show. Our matches should look different, and the things we do in the matches should be different. Our stories should be different, they should be more complex." And on future signings to AEW, Nick Jackson said, "Basically, take a look at our roster. Those are all the guys we've wanted. There may be a couple that I can't talk about yet. We might be negotiating right now with some. We want surprises to happen, and we have a big show in 10 days, Double or Nothing in Las Vegas." Matt Jackson added, "You never know who you're going to see in Las Vegas." Some really, really interesting stuff from the Young Bucks. I really can't wait to see what's going to happen. This week's episode of Smackdown Live, which faced NBA competition, drew a new record low since the 2016 brand split began, with 1.827 million viewers. The May 15, 2018 edition of Smackdown Live from 1 year ago drew 2.298 million viewers, which means there was a 21.5% year-to-year drop. And finally, here on Jammin Jones Wrestling News, Bleacher Report Live support confirmed the pay-per-view price for AEW's Double or Nothing event on May 25th. It all started when Corey Gimble tweeted to BR Live support, "Are there any updates on how much Double or Nothing will cost?" BR Live support replied back to Corey saying, "Hey Corey, Double or Nothing will be $49.99 in the US and Canada on BR Live." So there you have it, folks. It will be $50. That is your news for Thursday, May 16th, 2019. If I have any more updates on Flair's condition, I will be sure to update you with a breaking news notification. So keep it tuned right here to Jammin John's Wrestling News on Amazon Alexa devices, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, and iTunes. Follow me on Twitter at John Caldwell, JONCOLWELL. Follow me on Instagram, The Jammin John. If you'd like to sponsor Jammin John's Wrestling News or your wrestling promotion, wanting to get your next big event out, you can email me, jzcaldwell@gmail.com. That's JZCOLWELL@gmail.com. Big shout out to Ryan Hurdle and Tony Nelson for subscribing to my Patreon. You too can subscribe to me by going to patreon.com/jamminjohn. I have free packages on there ranging from free to $7. Not a whole lot of money. I would really appreciate it if you supported me a little bit financially. Once again, that's patreon.com/jamminjohn. This is Jammin John saying thanks, goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.